All right, David, round two. Okay. Let's do it. Let's go into our back line decompressions. Other than feeling the soreness, any like red flags, anything come up that was felt a little dangerous?
No.
Cool.
No. Just soreness in all the right places.
Good. All right. We're going to have a slight bend to our knees, and we're going to think at the hip, we're going to go internal. So we're going to put the feet closer, or toes together, big toes closer together, and we're going to pull the toes back to the back of the ceiling or the back of the wall. And we're going to keep that internal rotation. And we're just going to drive our elbows down against the floor. And we're going to go for 4 decompression breaths here. And we're going to do the same. Always try to stick with that rhythm of 5 inhales, 6-second exhales. And take an exhale and then just find it on our own breaths. So right here, we're trying to create length. Trying to go through those areas in our body that might be decompressed. So we're gonna think lengthening our neck. So we're gonna tuck that chin and we're gonna, as if we're pulling our head to that back of the wall. We're gonna drive the heels down and towards our body. Bring those toes towards you. Keep this internal rotation. Be able to put my hand underneath or slightly underneath your lower back. And we're gonna think about flowing that air into the back body, into the back space, expanding the back of the rib cage, and keeping this strong armor-like protection in our front body. And just periodically checking. There's a few points. There's the feet, the internal rotation, the elbows. Exhale, lengthen the body. We'll take one last 5-second inhale. Extend that exhale. Stretch it out, stretch it out. Now we're gonna reach our arms up, shoulders against, away from the mat, reaching towards the ceiling. And we're gonna now do 3 decompression breaths. And checking into the structure again. Find space, find the lengthening. Try to guide that breath into the areas of the body that may be sticky. Focus on that exhale, tightening, drawing the rib cages down, reaching those arms high, trying to draw the elbows in. Let's get one more. Slow exhale. Now we're going to reach our arms even further back to the back wall. We're going to draw those elbows in. There might be a slight bend to the arm. And we're going to do our last 3 decompression breaths on our backs. check in, we get double dose. We get to breathe, we get to concentrate and focus on our breathing, and we get to imagine lengthening our body. So this is a good time to kind of just check in. How are we feeling? What feels shaky? What's getting stuck in our breath? Lengthen that back of that neck. Controlled exhales. Let's get one last one. And relax on your next exhale.
Yeah, like this, so I was fired up coming in here, and it's interesting because like as we work through this, I can feel it like release more and more, and then like when I got here, it's like you feel like a
Release.
yeah.
Cool. Cool, and that's what we're trying to use these decompressions for, is, and breath ultimately has that ability in our bodies to like really lengthen.
Yeah.
It's just we're so compressed in our breathing.
Compressed.
And just even in our breathing.
Yeah.
And if we can't lengthen through our breath, it's like you lengthen a balloon by just adding air to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we can do that to our bodies too. It's just we have no conception that we can have a relationship with our breath.
Yeah.
And so just little markers like that. Okay, the psoas is loosening up. I'm finding space there.
Yeah.
I start the day with decompression, and I've been ending the day with decompression. I want to start my day my longest self,
Yeah.
and I want to end my day like in my most decompressed self. Let's get into our tummy. And you could either have, like always, the top of the feet down on the floor. You could have your toes on the floor. We're gonna get on the floor, and we're gonna find an internal rotation with our feet, with our legs, and we're gonna drive the feet and the lateral side of our feet away, our heels away from each other. We're gonna drive our knees gently down against the floor, and we're gonna create some space against the mat and the hip. And we're just gonna put our hands to the side of our bodies, and we're gonna take 3 decompression breaths here. We're really gonna think on this inhale. Can we draw the air into the back of our rib cage, expanding our lats, expanding as we release, lengthening our necks, stretching out. On our next exhale, we're going to take our arms and we're going to stretch them to the wall in front of us. And we're going to get onto our fingertips. We're going to check in again really quick. Feet, heels away, spreading our toes apart. We're going to think driving our knees down, creating space between the hip and the mat. And we're going to gently lift our forehead off the floor, tucking the chin to the throat. And lifting it about 2 inches, and we're going to find 3 decompression breaths in this space. Now we could lengthen the sides of our rib cage, Bring air to the side, into the back of our rib cages. And really exhale, thinking about lengthening ourselves. Can we stretch our arms out even further? On next exhale, we're going to reach our left hand to the right, and we're going to go into a side bend, and we're going to draw our right arm to the side of our right hip. We're going to keep our forehead up. We may find a slight internal rotation here, some space in our right thigh, and we're going to try to bring all that air, all that breathing into the space of our left body. Just thinking about lengthening that left side body, lengthening the lats. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 5, 4, 3. Draw into the sides of our rib cage. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to reverse and we're going to side bend to our left side. So we're going to draw our right hand to the left towards the garage door. Our left hand is going to be drawn towards the side of our rib cage. And we're just going to express our breath into the right side body. We're going to inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 6, 5. Creating this lengthening system in our body. 2, 1. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We could just bring our hands to the side and lay our cheek on the mat. You can shake it out, you can move your hips back and forth.
It's a good one for the lats.
Mm-hmm.
And like up under the.
Yeah, especially when you can really start, like for me, it's a visualization. I'm like trying to visualize what does the breath mean coming into my side body. And all of a sudden the breath is doing it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh shit, dude, I'm really stretching out here in my lat.
Yeah.
And then when you create that space, it's just like, I don't know, so much of us is just like always, we need to try to open that up. We're gonna get into some rockers. And we are going to get some bands. The bands last week were good, huh?
Yeah.
It's like at some point, ditch it. Like, fuck it, that's enough. Cool. Let's start with those.
gauge distance off?
Well, you know, when I know I'm going to be taller, right, and I know I'm not going stretching down super far, I'm going to be pretty close to here. So I usually keep like a foot away. And so now we have this ability, because if we're down here, then we're like, we could be stretching really far. Here we can still go back and just have our hands to place. So we'll go into those bilateral rockers. We're gonna stamp the feet against the floor, driving that heel away, thinking about driving those hips away from each other, and we're gonna go into a space of 1 to 2 inch rockers. We're gonna do this for 1 minute. The key for me, the one that I always use, is driving those hips apart. That's when I know I'm starting to get the lateral side of my hips, the lateral side of my shins. Driving those heels away. Now we're gonna take our chin and we're gonna look forward. Right? Always seeing the path of travel. Drive those hips back, everything being led by the hips. We got 20 seconds. Are we driving the sides of the shins away, down, really pressing the tops of our feet against the floor?
Yeah, being sore, it's quicker to
Activate. Yeah. In 5 seconds, we're going to go to our left side. So we're going to shift to the left, single side rockers, and we're going to swing these feet away about 3 to 6 inches, and you can put your right foot on top of the left. There we go. And now we're going to drive the hip back and find that pressure on the left side of the hip, on the lateral side of our feet, of our shins. The right foot is there, it's active, but it's not activated. It's pressuring on the left, really bringing that left hip back. You can think about that side bend, right? So we're activating the left hip, everything's going to shift to the left. We're going to take our left hand and put it on the back of our left hip. We're going to look forward. There we go. Really pressured.
Yeah, cool.
We got 10 seconds.
It's like, are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah. And it's not, are we sure we want to do this? Like, we want to be in this
Yeah, no,
basically all the fucking time.
Yeah. That's like already barking.
Yeah. We're going to take our right foot, we're going to swing it up, and we're going to go into those pigeons. And we're going to try to see if we can keep our knees up high, and again, leading with the hip. If we start feeling a pinch in our left side, we can grow taller, and we can activate the foot even more, pressing that left foot even more, bringing that hip back, side bending, finding all the actions that correspond to that left side. In 5 seconds, we're going to lay our right foot down and just go into a pigeon. 2, 1. Now let's just sit in this pigeon for about 30 seconds. shift your spine around. Sometimes when I shift my spine around here, I'm like to the left, oh, I can feel my left hip really activate. 5 seconds, we're going to shift and go into our right side. 2, 1, slowly pull out. We're thinking again, when we're pulling out, are we dumping forward? Right? Dump. All right, we're going to shift to the right. We're going to press the right foot down. We're going to seal everything over 3 inches to the left. Really driving that right foot down. And we'll begin rocking. The lateral side, everything of our right side. Lateral shins. There we go.
Yeah, getting into it's key.
Getting into it is key.
You don't get the right positioning.
Right. And then it's also like as we progress, it's like it's not one specific positioning, right? We should be able to get into our back chain in almost in so many different angles. But it's like finding what does that feel like, and then we can start shifting angles and we're going to take our right hand, put it on our right hip. Really pressurizing our back chain. Pressurizing the lateral side of our shins. In 10 seconds. 2, 1. We're going to raise our left foot and we're going to go into the pigeons. We're really drawing that left foot, that heel away, creating some space in our hips. What does it mean to drive our hips apart from each other? Drive that right foot down. That's the key. That's the key to get out of that hip flexor. Almost halfway. Check in. We could always draw back to our breath. Try to see if we could find some lengthening with our breath. Check in that we're not just dumping to the right knee, but our lateral side of our shin is really pressing, our foot is really pressing. Got 10 seconds. Driving with the hip. 2, 1. Go into a resting pigeon, which doesn't feel like much if we're resting. Everything's activated. To 10 more seconds. Can we get deeper into that right hip? What does it take to bring that right hip back even in a resting position? When I mimic it here in a resting position, then I'm like, oh, okay, that's what like it's taking to bring my hip back. 2, 1. Let's pull out. Let's take a second. Let's get up. Let's just loosen everything up. Kick your legs out. We can take off the bands for right now. Just loosen everything up. We're gonna get into those crawls.
Yeah.
we'll do the circle. Just follow behind me. Keep it simple. The keys is whatever foot is forward, that hand is closest to that knee. Let's not get heavy about it. And we're thinking, what does it take to pressurize? To always keep pressure on our hip and rotate that pressure. And we're gonna move slow. Baby steps. We're thinking every step we take, we're stepping into a rocker. We know what those rockers should feel like on our hips, so we're trying to imitate that. Our spine, it's also finding some movement. Cool, I'm starting to see more side bend, dude. That's really good. Yeah, it's looking a lot smoother. How's it feeling?
Better.
Yeah. It's more organized.
I feel like I got my hands more out front of me
Right.
than under me. And it's
And you can even think, you know how we like pressurize our feet? Our feet, tops of our feet can be on the ground the whole time. Just gonna get to that corner. We're gonna find our way back onto our feet. Cool. I'm gonna follow this. There we go. We're gonna follow this into a step decompression, and then I want to get into some squat and hinges. So we're gonna come against the rail here, and same thing. We're standing, so we're not gonna go into a deep squat. We're just gonna find that standing decompression that we've been working on, and we're gonna focus on bringing the hips back, spreading the feet apart, finding our decompression breaths. I want to be here for 5 minutes. And so the little cues, once you find in your back hip, then let's find our feet. We have the 3 points. We have that triangle of our foot. We're going to think about the arches. We're going to think about that cuboid bone. And we're gonna think about that big toe drawing in towards our heel to create that inner arch. And we're gonna think driving our feet apart. Our knees are gonna stay neutral. And we're gonna find our breath. And this is a good simulation because we're upright the majority of the day. So if we could start finding our breath here, maybe we'll bring some conscious breathing while we're in and out of the day. And this whole time, I just want you to check in. Lateral side, hips, pressure, length. Create length in your neck, tall self. And this is like going to be an internal discovery as well. What you feeling?
A little bit more, less shaky.
Yeah.
It's starting to shake, but just kind of hard to keep my breath consistent.
Right. So think just soft breathing here. It doesn't have to be forced breathing. If you can't get that, stick with one rhythm. It's like downgrade it a little bit. Find something that's going to suit you right now. The idea is not to be forceful, but to be loose, to find length, to find space. We got a little bit less than 3 minutes. Periodically just check in. Those feet pressing against the floor. I see good consistency when your shaking is just getting a little bit more throughout the minutes. Just showing me that you're not letting in, you're not dumping. We got 30 seconds. Continue sitting in that pressure, standing in that pressure. Finding length in your breath. Five, four. We're going to slowly get out, and we are going to get into a forward fold. So you can just step back just a step. I'm going to give you these blocks right here. And we're going to think. We're going to go into a forward fold, so we're going to drive those hips back and up, back and up. Those feet are separating. We're going internal, back and up, finding the tallest part of the block. And see if we can bring some breath. If you can hang your head low. And see if we can just bring some breath into our back body. Think about that internal rotation and driving that hip back and the outside edges of our feet. We'll do 1 minute here. Thirty seconds. There we go. See how those knees look. All them pointing inwards, but from the hip, from the ankle, everything's working from the hip and the ankle right now. We got 5, 4, 3, 2. You're slowly going to round out of this vertebrae by vertebrae. Just being long, your head's going to be the last to come and pull up. Nice and slow, pulling from the hamstrings, from our hips. Pull our shoulders back. Stay back. Don't dump. Deep breath and shake it out. Take a second, shake it out.
I can feel breath going into my lower back.
Feel the breath?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I was breathing, I'm like, I need it there.
Yeah.
And I could feel it like get lighter.
Right.
Felt good.
Yeah, this is why it's one of the most, it's such a mystical practice, it's breath work, so. And it combined, it not being like an isolated thing, but if we could get it to combine with our movement,
Yeah.
you know, just like our daily walk, not having so, like, to have that practice so it doesn't have to be so much of thought.
Yeah. Second nature. First nature.
And it's cool because the breath acts in its own nature. You know, like you don't need to think about breathing to breathe.
Yeah.
But if you could build that relationship with it where you two act in nature together, then it's more powerful. All right. We're going to put the pole right in front of us. And we're going to get into these just 1 to 2 inch squats. So we're going to first find that standing decompression, engage, pressurize that hip. And we're just going to baby squat. And we're thinking, driving our hips out so our knees, everything from the hip is going external. And we're going to do 1 minute here. As we find the pressure in our back hip, we're going to check into our feet. Do we have 3 points of our feet engaged? Are we on the lateral side of our foot? Is our foot pressing against the floor? Are our hips driving out? about 20 seconds. Leading with the hips, not the knees. Good, good. Looking forward, looking ahead, but not drawing our chin up, right? We don't want to collapse the back of our neck. Now we're going to get into a quarter squat. So we're going to think about just going a few inches deeper, pulling that hip back, driving that hip back. The lead step is going to be our hips. Driving it back, driving our hips out. And consequent to this, we're going to get into an external rotation. About 20 seconds. We got 5, and then take the pull away from you. 2, 1, stay in that minor squat, in that small squat, and we're gonna reach our hands and our shoulders away, grabbing the globe, and we're gonna work on 3 decompression breaths. On your next exhale, we're gonna inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 6, 5, drawing that air out. 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Inhale for 5, nice and slow inhale. 3, 2, inch every inhale you can. Exhale for 6, nice and controlled. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna pull out, shake out just a second, and we're gonna get back into crawling. And we got one more after this. Okay. So let's do one circle of crawling. Think about keeping your feet down. Thinking about the rockers. We're not just swinging side to side, we're bringing that hip back. Slow. We don't have a lot of chances in the day to go slow. So whenever we can, I think we need to embrace that. Find this corner, find the way back up. Same sequence. We're gonna do a small range squats, then we're gonna go into a quarter squats, and then we're gonna get into the decompression.
I mean, I tried to just go wide, like I was like,
What's that?
I was just about to be like,
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
pattern.
It's almost, it's pattern, it's that stepping back into like, fuck dude, this is easy. So we're gonna find that back hip. Once we feel that's engaged, really thinking about then finding your feet. And then we're gonna just start doing some minor squats. And driving those feet away, those heels from each other. Driving that hip back and away from each other. Creating that space. Knuckles of our feet on the outside blade of our foot. About 20 seconds. Got 10 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. We're going to get just a bit deeper. Things are really active right now. All about reps. High volume. Every day is high volume. Everything we do is high volume, so replicate that in our training. Reclaiming, recoding. We've got 20 seconds. Seconds. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to slip this away. We're going to reach our hands towards the ceiling. Our fingertips touching. We got some time here. Let's try to relax our face. We got 30 seconds. Yep. Time is mischievous, dude. 30 seconds like really fast, and then it's really fucking long. Finding our structure. We got 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm gonna have you forward fold. So driving those hips back and up, driving the hips back and up. I'm thinking again, we're internal with our hips. So everything's gonna be pointing internally. The hips are still driving apart, the heels are driving apart, everything's still working. Just slight bend to our knees. You let your head hang low, find that, just find space in our back body. Bring some breath into our back body. We got 20 seconds. 2, 1. We're gonna slowly round out, vertebrae from vertebrae. Our head is gonna